Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. But if you're new here, my name is Brittany. I'm a Chicago-based lifestyle content creator, and today is about to be, or in this video is about to be the very first in a series. Oh, I guess technically it might be like the second, really, but the first video that I'm really getting into it. A series that I'm starting on my channel called Making My Condo a Home. So I just bought this condo a couple days ago. I just closed on, today's Sunday, I just closed on Friday, and I am here now to start like prepping things for me to move in. I'm planning on moving in like I think 3 weeks from today. That's my goal. I still have like a whole month, like about, yeah, just a little over a month left in my current apartment, but like I just want to touch up some things. Like I want to paint, change out some of the light fixtures, stuff like that, and it's easier to do before all my furniture and stuff is here. So I'm starting that today, and I'm trying to do pretty much all of this like myself, to save on cost, but also because I don't know, like some of the things I feel like this is very typical of me in doing home projects. I'm making decisions as I'm doing it. Like I have a picture in my mind, but what I'm gonna do today, or so the things that I definitely wanna do before I move in are change like these recessed lights up here. I just wanna put some like more like modern looking ones in, because they're just like the canned lights with the like light bulb I bought. They were actually pretty inexpensive. Some, like, it's from the brand Sunco, and they're like a retrofit LED. Like, so I could just screw this in to like where the light bulb came out of, and then this should pop in on top. I hope I bought the right size. I think I did. If not, there was like a different size that I could just exchange for, I'm sure. And what I also liked about these is because I very much am like, I love setting the mood. Like my home, also, if this is your first time ever watching my channel, I promise I don't usually look this like ragged, but it's been a rough couple of days. Anyway, I really like light temperature and like, I don't know, I love creating an ambiance in my home, and the lights that are in here right now, those recessed ones, they've got to be 5,000 Kelvin or something. Like it feels like you're at the doctor's office, and it's not good, and it doesn't need to be like that. So these also, I can adjust the temperature on. The lowest starts at 2,700, which is probably what I'll put in the living room, and then there's some in the kitchen too that I'll probably put at the 3,000 Kelvin, but they go up to, I think it's 6,000 Kelvin. So I'm gonna swap those out, which I think will just kind of create an all around slightly better vibe in here. I am going to also change out the light fixtures in both of the bedrooms. So this is a two bed, one bath. I'm gonna change out the light fixtures in both of the bedrooms. I've already purchased, one of them I actually still need to buy, but I know which one it is that I want to get. I'm putting like a ceiling fan in my bedroom, and then in the other bedroom, which is gonna be like my office, like guest room for whenever people come to stay. I'm getting a chandelier, so it's like a chandelier with a fan, like a retractable ceiling fan, and then painting like the whole space, because it's kind of like a millennial gray, drab, beige-ish color pretty much in all the rooms, and then like the ceiling just needs to be touched up too. So I'm gonna paint that. I probably will paint the windowsills too, like the same color, like just like the same white that I'm painting the walls. So I'm gonna paint all the walls like a warm white, and then the trim like a warm beige to do like a contrast trim. And then what else am I gonna do? Oh, and then the bathroom, I have a decent amount of work I wanna try to do in there too. Like it's a small bathroom, but I'm gonna paint and then switch out the light fixtures. And then also it needs a new vanity. And then I'm gonna change out the shower head fixtures. So I know that sounds like a lot of stuff, but those are all pretty simple like upgrades or refreshes that I feel like will make this space feel like totally different and, I don't know, more elevated, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So all that to say, I have my work cut out for me. I'm about to start with the lights. I actually was starting to do it before I filmed this intro, and then remembered that I wanted to make this video. So I'm gonna try doing those lights first. Hopefully it's easy and everything works. I already shut the power off into this room, so hopefully I don't get electrocuted and everything fits. Okay, so also the heat. just kicked on, so it sounds loud because there's like nothing in here, so everything's very echoey. But I just switched over all those lights. That honestly didn't take long, maybe like 15 minutes. It's crazy how big of a difference that made. And I was right, those were 5,000 Kelvin light bulbs. Like when I took them out, I was like, yeah, this is psychotic to put in your living room. To each their own, but that's really crazy to me. So I put them all in. They look pretty good. Like these are actually the recessed lights that are in my current apartment building, and I liked them. And so I was kind of like looking online for something similar. And so when I found these, I was glad because they were, I try to link everything that I like am using or installing like in the description. But these were only, I think it was between $50 to $70, which I know that's a $20 range, but somewhere in that range for a pack of 12. And I feel like that was pretty like decent for what they are. So, and they were really easy to install. So I just unscrewed the light bulb, had like the E26 light bulb socket thing, screwed that in, and then popped it in. I was having a really hard time with the first one, trying to like, get it into the like socket or whatever. But I didn't realize that there was like a little, I don't know what you would call this, like a lip inside of there, like that the light bulbs were sitting in. And so I had to take that off. I just didn't realize like that was a separate piece. So I had to take that off. And then after that, there also were some dead bugs in some of those, which is kind of gross. But I cleaned out, like as I was taking each one out, I also like kind of dusted inside of there. So I have them on two. I was trying to decide because like when I tested, I also didn't realize that there was a dimmer on one of these switches, because when I turned the lights on, I was like, okay, these are literally barely lighting anything. And then I realized there was a dimmer switch that was only halfway up. But I was trying to decide if I liked the 2700 or the 3000. So I did half and half. So I don't know if you'll even be able to tell on camera, but like this side is 2700. This side is 3000. You can tell a little bit because these are slightly warmer. These are a little bit cooler. And I realize I do want to I'm going to just pull those 3 out really quick and swap them back to the 2700 because I like the like warmness of that. And the room I just feel like looks totally different. It's so much warmer feeling in here now with that like one minor change. So I'm going to do these in the kitchen too. And I think I'm going to do either I might do the 3000 in the kitchen because you want like a slightly brighter light in the kitchen. I feel like 4000 would be too bright. So I think I'm gonna do 3000 in the kitchen. And I just honestly can't believe how easy that was. And then after I finish this up, I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. Also, when I was like up there, I was looking at the ceiling. And like at first I was like, oh, do I need to paint the ceiling? I mean, I bought ceiling, or I'm gonna buy ceiling paint. Then as I was up there with the lights, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely need to paint the ceiling. It's just like, looks like it needs to be painted. These are again, like this place could technically be move-in ready. Like if I wanted to move in, I could, but like there's just all these little things that I want to do just to like make it feel nice, bespoke, if you will. So let me get back to doing like fixing up these light fixtures. And then I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. If I want to switch out the other light fixture in my bedroom, or if I want to start like sanding the walls and stuff to like, I need to take some stuff off the walls too. So, okay, let's keep going. All right, so it's 4:30. I think I've been here for almost 4 hours now, which I mean, that's not that long, but I'm tired. It's Sunday, and I'm also realizing that I'm a little bit hungover because I went out yesterday for St. Patrick's Day. So I don't know, one of my most toxic traits is always trying to schedule too many things at once, and I did it again. So I'm basically like packed back up to go, like to head back home. I need to go to Ace Hardware though. I might stop and get something to eat before which the Ace is like 2 blocks in the opposite direction. And then I'm like really like a 10-minute walk from my apartment. But to recap what I finished since I was last on. So I'm already loving these lights so much. It just feels so much more relaxing, so much more homey. So I'm very much into it. I think that was the last thing that I gave an update on. So I tried to switch the lights in the kitchen, but I didn't realize these can, oh God, so you can see that they're so, like that is so bright. The recess or the can, whatever, is bigger than the ones out here. So I need the larger size. So there was because these in here are 4-inch, And then though there was a 6-inch option too, so I'm gonna just order those. So I mean, now I have twice the amount that I needed because it was a dozen, like a 12 pack that I ordered. So at least I'll have some to replace if and when these go out, because since they're LED, I don't think you can replace the bulbs in them. So I would just probably replace the whole unit. So at least I have some backups or in case something happens. So I'll just need to order the 6-inch ones for in here. Cause I think when I measured it was like 6-inch. So that should work for there. And then, so I kind of gave up on that pipe. Okay, here I go to turn the lights on again. Eek. But what I did do was I like there was a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna flip my camera around. Like on the walls in the kitchen, like these things. And I don't, this is just like not really me or my style. So I took those down off the wall and I took everywhere. Basically, I took off the switch plates and whatever these are, the electrical covers. I did actually change the locks too. Kind of similar over here, taking all that stuff down. And then, oh, but there is a knife block, which I didn't realize. So I'm gonna keep that up. That'll be kind of nice because I don't really have a knife block. My knives just like sit in a cabinet. There was like a cable cord that was running through, like from outside into the living room. So I took that down. I mean, it was like a cheap adhesive, so it pulled a lot of the paint off the wall, which I was expecting. So that's what I want to go to Ace for, to get some like, I don't know what we even call it, but to fill this in. I even used, like I brought my blow dryer. So I was using that to like try to soften up the glue, which that helped a little bit more so on the ceiling. I think it's also the paint that was used in here. I think it was just really adhering to that adhesive. So I peeled all that down. Kind of the same in this room, took all the switch plates and stuff off. And then in the bathroom, because I don't think I showed the bathroom earlier, it's a really crazy blue color right now. So I'm basically painting everything the same color. But I took down a lot of the fixtures because I'm gonna replace all of these. Like this here, this was like the vanity light from up there. I took that down. I'm leaving this like boob light. I have a replacement that I already bought, but I'm gonna leave it up for now because otherwise I would have no light in here in the meantime. And then this vanity, I will ultimately, and this came off the wall from behind the toilet. I will ultimately replace this vanity too. I found one that I want to order already. I just didn't feel like taking it out right now. I didn't have the brain power to do that. And the one that I'm gonna order is the exact same size, so I can even just like paint around it if I don't take it down before I start painting. Oh, and I need to take these silver things off the wall too. The screwdriver, I need my smaller screwdriver, which I don't have with me. It's like at my apartment, so that's easy to take off though. And then I didn't switch the lock on the front door yet because it's a smart lock, and I just was about to do it right now, but then I'm like, I'm actually kind of tired. I don't really feel like committing myself to that and like doing it wrong. Because I was kind of already slightly giving up on that back lock, and I was like, this is something I need to be paying attention to and do right. Oh, I really like this lighting. Okay, I really like it. And I think I said I did keep the 2700, and this dimmer is nice too. This was already in here, but I'm glad to know that they work on a dimmer because it said, oh, that's as bright as they go. It said that they dimmed, but obviously you like never know. And there's also, I don't think I showed this, but they also do become night lights, which is really cool. So let me see. Yeah, so if you flip the switch twice, basically, which is kind of nice, which could be nice for like watching movies and stuff like that. Okay, so that's all for today. I'm gonna say my workday goes tomorrow, and maybe I also usually I work like West Coast-ish hours, so I usually start working later in the morning. So I like usually work out on Mondays, so I'm gonna work out and then see if I have time. Maybe I'll come back over in the morning. If not, then probably in the evening time, and then just take this day by day from here and see how much I actually get done. I am, as usual, I thought I would accomplish more today because like I said, I'm a person that puts too many things on my to-do list, but I got shoot for the stars and then you'll land at the moon or whatever they say. So I didn't get as much done today as I thought. So I am glad that I'm gonna give myself truly almost 3 full weeks, because I know myself too. I get distracted. But we're calling it a wrap for today. I'll pick this back up hopefully tomorrow, if not for sure on Tuesday. So it has been almost a week since I was last on, because I think that was Sunday and today's Saturday. I do have back on the same sweats because these are old, old ratty sweats. So I'm done. I don't mind if these get a little dirty, but I'm back for an update. I did not get a lot accomplished this week, which I kind of suspected once the week started. In addition to start moving and closing and all that. I've had like a lot of stuff going on at work too. I was like pretty busy with work most of the week, so I didn't really have a ton of free, like even in the evening, I was like just either tired or I was working a little bit later. So I only did a few more things. Like and honestly, it also took me longer to do some of the things than I thought because I was doing it like in little spurts. But basically what I'm about to do, oh, so I did update the lights in the kitchen. Like you remember them being that bright blue color. And so I swapped those out. Two of the cans, like I don't even know what you, like the holders or whatever in the ceiling, like completely, oh, let me see if I can show you one. Like that. So I had to get some like adhesive, which I bought just a couple days ago, and I haven't put those two back in yet. But otherwise, the lights are great. I do want to get a dimmer, I think, for these two, just because I mean, they feel bright still. And I'm like, I think I said earlier, like I love a mood lighting, and I don't get a ton of sunlight in this kitchen, like direct sunlight. So I do also have some under cabinet lights from my old place that I'm gonna probably install in, which will help a little with the lighting too. So I did that. I did switch out the locks in the back. I basically have taken almost, except for in the bathroom and in this like this front bedroom, I've taken everything off the walls. I've patched up all the holes. I just finished in this second room over here this morning, but last night before I left, I like sanded the walls, washed them down with to treat them before painting. I'm not gonna, what I'm about to do first is do some primer. And I watched a few YouTube and TikToks on this, so we'll see how it goes. But I didn't tape off everything because it's just like a lot of work and a lot of time. Like I didn't tape off the baseboards because I'm gonna paint the baseboards after I paint the walls. So I did tape off like the thermostat and stuff like that because I'm gonna prime. I might only need to do one coat of primer. I might need to do two, I don't know. Because the walls in this main room are like a beigey color, and I'm painting everything like a warm white. And then in the bedrooms, one of them is painted two colors. It's like basically it seems like they ran out of paint and then just like swapped to a different color, but they're like a darker, like a gray blue. And so I might end up having to do two coats of primer on those walls. But I'm gonna do that like this morning and then hopefully get started on, I just need to like start painting because once I start, I think it'll go pretty smoothly. And I mean, I still have just under 2 weeks, and the main things I need to do are just like paint and fix up the bathroom. And so I'm also getting tons and tons of packages being delivered over the past few days, but the reason I haven't like prepped the bathroom and this front bedroom is because there's like a TV mount on the wall in this front bedroom that I cannot get off the wall. Like I was trying. I even went and bought like I don't even know what it's called, like something to screw harder things out of the wall. I couldn't get any. I got one screw up, but there's still two more, and like I'm just having a really hard time. So I might try it again today. And then in the bathroom, there's one, I need to take the vanity out of the wall, and I just haven't felt like doing it, to be perfectly honest. But those rooms are both pretty small. Those are definitely the two smaller rooms. I believe my parents are also coming up tomorrow, I think, and they're gonna stay for a few days to help me with some stuff. So I'm basically trying to like do stuff today and like in the morning tomorrow to like, so that when they come, they can kind of just help me with like getting like some of the light fixtures and stuff that's like easier to have like an extra set of hands do. So yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that now and hopefully just like bang it all. I have no plans today or tomorrow, so that's good. And let's see how this goes. Almost a week since I last checked in. Also, I'm on my phone instead of my camera because I keep forgetting to bring my camera back over with me, but I was like, okay, I need to finally do an update. I say as if people are waiting with bated breath, but it's Saturday, so like I think literally almost a week, because it was Sunday the last time I was on. I truly feel like Barbara the Builder right now, so I am like deep in the bathroom, like doing the refresh that I mentioned I was doing. But since, I'll be honest, there were a couple of low points. in the day already, or in this journey over the past week. I mean, I'm like a dramatic person, so not shocking, but I have finished like, I'm gonna say 90% of the things that I wanted to, and I'm having like my movers and everything come in on Friday. Cleaners come on Tuesday, so I'm feeling really good about everything. And it's like the middle of the day on Saturday, so I have basically this whole day to do whatever. So what I've done though is I've painted everything in the whole place except for the bathroom, which is like what I'm working on right now. I'll get to that in a second. I mean, that's basically all that I guess that I've done. But, and I already talked about how I changed out the light fixtures and all of that, but like, I just really wanted to get like a good base, like a good neutral base that I could like start throwing all my stuff into and like see where things go from there. I haven't changed any of the overhead light fixtures yet because for 2 reasons. And like, I thought about this logically and I was like, this feels like it makes sense to me. I don't know if I'll regret it, but A, they're all a little dusty and I hate cleaning. And I remembered like, as I was booking the cleaners, like that's one thing that they do is like deep clean light fixtures. So I was like, I'll just have them clean it and then I'll take it down once they're like clean. And like, cause some of these other, like these recessed lights, when I was pulling stuff out of the ceiling, I can't even, it was grossing me out, like the dust and like bugs and stuff that were coming out of there. So I was like, I'll deal with that when they're there. And also like, I need a second pair of hands, I think, just for safety, like precautions as I'm like, cause those 2 ceiling fans are kind of heavy. And then I have in the office, the overhead lighting I'm putting in is a fandelier. I don't think it's super heavy, but like, I think it would just be better to have a second set of hands. And my sister will actually be here in a couple days. So she doesn't know it yet, but she's gonna be helping me do that. And then what else? Okay, that's actually the only thing I haven't painted the ceiling. Yeah, I'll do that eventually. Like I had to like focus on my priorities. But okay, I'll show you the paint job that I've done, like basically in the whole place. Okay, so I'm in my bedroom now, and this is, I feel like, a good place to give you like the quick and dirty. It's like, so the walls are all this like warm white, and then the trim and doors and everything are this like beige. I am gonna replace all the door handles and knobs. I've just been having decision paralysis, and I think I finally decided what I want to get, so I just haven't actually done that yet. But I think I'm gonna leave the windowsills white, so also once the cleaners like clean that and the blinds, which I'm getting all new shades anyway, but they'll clean those, and then I'm gonna go back in and paint, but they're really like dirty and dusty. So anyway, this is basically how like the whole place looks, and I really like it. Like, it turned out really well. I think I ended up doing maybe 3.5 coats of the white in some rooms. And I mean, I think that was largely a user error issue. I don't know what I'm doing, to be perfectly honest. But like I think I said this earlier, my mentality is always like, why not try? So, which brings me to like the bathroom, which feels like a little bit of a construction zone right now. But I was in the middle of starting to do something. I was like, oh, let me like update. Also, look at the light, like this blue with the lighting. It's creeping me out when I walk in here. But I was about to like, I'm basically gonna recaulk the tub. Do I know what that means? Not really, but the caulk looks really bad and gross. And so I like looked up again how to do that. It seems easy enough. Will I regret it? I don't know. But I'm working on doing that right now. So like, this is like, look at this caulk. It's so like, why is it like that? So anyway, I'm just like basically pulling it all up. And then I bought this caulk remover that I'm just gonna use to like anything that I can't, like I'm using this scraping tool right here to like pull all of that out, and then I'm gonna go back over it with the caulk remover to get anything that's like difficult to get out, and then wipe it down with alcohol, or like, and then I think you vacuum up any debris, or no, wipe it down with alcohol, vacuum up any debris, let it dry, and then I purchased silicone sealant, which is for the bathroom, and I'm going to, and I have a caulk gun to recaulk the tub, so it should be, I think this is clear. Yeah, this will be clear. So instead of this like white gunky looking caulk, it'll look like that. Okay, I'm also working on like painting this room. I've like primed, so I'm waiting for that to dry, and so I'm doing this little project in the in-between time. I'm also gonna like, since this is a jet tub, I bought this, I can't remember what it's called, I'll show a picture of it on the screen, but to like do a deep clean of the jets before like I move in, and I'm gonna do that also like the next day or two before the cleaners come, so then they can clean like the actual like gunk that comes out of the tub. But back to the vanity. So I'm getting rid of this vanity. I was really proud of myself because I was able to basically undo all of the plumbing and everything. but this is screwed into the wall. And on this side right here, I do not know how these people installed this previously, but the screws are like up there in the bowl of the sink. I cannot get it out with my drill. So I need a saw. And I went to Ace and bought like a mini hacksaw, which I need for something else anyway. But I couldn't get it in, like that space is just too small. I couldn't even get in there. So I ordered a different saw that's getting like, I should be getting delivered actually tonight. That will like, it's like a motorized one, and it's like good for like nooks and crannies and small spaces. So once I have that, then I'll be able to like remove the vanity and paint this section. But I was just like tired of waiting. So I was like, I'm gonna paint everything else and then paint the rest of the wall once that gets here. But otherwise, like I said, there was points earlier in this week when I was like about to have a mental breakdown. I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm overwhelmed. But like everything's actually fine. So like, it's really not that deep. Anyway, I'm gonna get back into these little projects. Hope that it all continues to go well. And oh, I also might, while I'm waiting, depending on how long this caulking thing takes me, while I'm waiting for the primer to dry, I might start to switch out the shower, like the shower finishes, because those all are delivered now too. So all in all, I'm feeling good about where things are moving along. Hopefully I keep it up. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it's been a month since I gave an update. I really I had to just like look back and see, like, I was like, oh, it couldn't have been more than a couple weeks ago, but it's fully been a month ago. It was March 29th, the last, like when I was doing one of those updates in my bathroom. Today is April 24th. I'm officially moved in now. So I'm here to give some more updates and share what I'm planning to do next in the next like week or two to kind of basically make my place like what I'll say is truly like move-in ready. I mean, it technically in theory was move-in ready when I bought it, but not quite. So I did all that like stuff in my bathroom. I'll like, as I'm talking, I'll like show some clips of like how everything looks so far. So I painted everything. I was literally like down to the wire. like I said, it was March 29th when I was finishing doing all of that stuff. I like moved out of my apartment. Like I had a mover scheduled to come on the 4th, April 4th. So that would have been 5 days later. And I don't even think I had started packing yet. So I finished all of that. I did install a new vanity. I like built and installed a new vanity. I think I actually didn't build it until after I'd moved in, because it was at that point I was like priorities, because I needed to start packing. But so I have a new vanity set up. I have a new faucet installed in it, and then I have all new fixtures in the shower. I did end up hiring a plumber to do all of that stuff. I mean, the faucet install I think I could have done on my own, but the shower fixtures were like, I mean, they were old, and I was having a hard time trying to get the shower rod out, which maybe I did show that on my last update. Like the shower arm out, it was stuck. I couldn't get it out. And I was like, the more I try to do this, I feel like I'm gonna damage something like inside the pipes that like, then it's gonna be really expensive. And so a friend of mine recommended, like he owns his place, he lives a few blocks away, and he'd given me like some contacts for like contractors, plumbers and stuff, like just for if I needed them. So I reached out to the plumber he gave me, and he was able to come in a couple days. He ended up having to come back twice and at this point I was like, thank God I called him, because I would have had to call someone anyway. Like when he went to change the valve, like how you turn on and off the faucet inside the shower, because again, something that the previous owners did, like some cheap fix that they tried to do, they like used like a drywall screw instead of like a plumber screw. So like the faucet, which the valve was leaking, the valve was damaged, which made sense because there was something on my inspection report that said there was a leaky valve inside the shower. It was still worked, but it was just leaky. So he completely changed, like I had to buy a new valve, which was only $20. Like I think it was a valve. That's what it's called. And so he changed all of that, but then everything, and so we had to come back like a day or two later, just because of like how my schedule and his schedule would work. And I had to like get the part delivered, which only took a day. And then he like maybe was here for like an hour, if even that, maybe 30 minutes to like finalize everything. And I was like, thank God I can shower in here. Cause I think I even went back to my old apartment to shower, because I showered before I moved, and my sister was staying with me, and I told her, I was like, you might want to take a shower here at this apartment, because we can't really shower at the new one yet. And then luckily, like, and then everything was fixed in a few days. So I did that. I changed the overhead lighting fixture in my bathroom. I hung up a new shower rod. There wasn't one in there at all, but it's like, I got like a double curved rod, which I am really liking. And like, I feel like I really like the whole setup of the bathroom now. The Last thing I need to do in there is hang up the vanity mirror, which this instruction said multiple times this was a 2-person job. I was gonna try to do it on my own, which that should be the name of my memo. I was gonna try to do it on my own anyway, but my parents are coming here. They're actually coming today. And so I was like, I'll just wait for them. It's been 2 weeks, or actually tomorrow it'll be 3 weeks since I've moved in. And I'm like, whatever, I've made it this far. I may as well wait another. This was like last week. I was thinking of doing it by myself. I was like, I may as well just wait another week so that I don't break it or anything. So I need to hang that up. And then my bathroom will pretty much be complete. I have some other little projects I'm thinking about doing now to like, oh, and I don't think I said this. I hung up like some hardware. So a hand towel like ring and like 2 other like towel hooks, like one for like right by my shower where I'm hanging like my shower stuff, like my bath towel, and then another one for my robe. And those 2 things, for some reason I couldn't get also maybe I just wasn't being patient enough. I couldn't get screws into the wall, even like with my drill and everything. So I ended up just using, which I had on hand, construction adhesive, like basically liquid nails, because I'm like, well, this is pretty permanent. Like also I live here, like I own this place, so if I need to take them out and like have to damage the drywall, I can fix it. It's not a big deal. And I just wanted them up, so I did that as just like a solve. What else have I done? Well, my parents are here this weekend too. I'm gonna change all the blinds in the like 2 bedrooms. I got these bamboo blinds, which once I got them delivered, I realized I slightly mismeasured maybe by like about an inch or so. And these windows are narrow and long, and it was really hard to find blinds that just weren't super expensive. And I'm not trying to buy like custom multiple $100 blinds. And so these are like just like maybe an inch and a half too wide. So I was like, shoot, what am I gonna do? And I was like, maybe I'll just outside mount them instead of mounting them inside the windowsill, but that would just look weird. So then since they're bamboo blinds, I was like, can I just cut these? So I enrolled into YouTube University, aka I just like Googled and found some YouTube videos of people cutting them, and they're actually pretty easy. Like you just need, I mean, people use like miter saws, like garden shears, different like methods. And so what I'm gonna do is, since I have a hand saw, so I'm just gonna use a hand saw to, praying this works out, to cut the like the wood rods, I guess you could say, that are at the top and the bottom parts of the blinds, like what hold the blinds in place, and then garden shears just to cut along the bamboo on the sides, and then they should be like the perfect size that I need to like fit right into the windows. And then I don't have to like waste, because it also took me like a month to get these. They shipped from China, I think, and at this rate with the tariffs, I don't know if I can even reorder them, like how expensive it would be if they're even like willing to ship them anymore or still available. So I gotta make it what I have work. And then like and I think that should be pretty easy. So I'm gonna do that. I mean, I need to do that before I hang them up. And then I have some Roman shades that I just got from IKEA that I'm gonna put in my living room and those windows. So take those blinds down there. Oh, and in my bathroom, or in my bedroom, in the actual window, I'm not gonna do this in my office, but just in my window to give myself some additional privacy, I'm going to put, because I am on the first floor, I'm gonna put a window film, and I bought, it's like a, what is it called? Like a reeded wood window film, but it's like a reeded glass, I guess is what it's called. I also have some other, like, I'm gonna do a larger like refresh of my kitchen that like will be in the coming weeks. Like I'm like gonna do like a backsplash, like change out some of the knobs and stuff like that. What else have I done? Oh, and I also changed out all of the outlet covers and switch plates, like the light switch plates, which made like a huge upgrade, I feel like, across the place. I already had thrown out all of the like cheapy plastic ones. Like when I was painting, I just was like, because I took them all off to paint, I just threw them away because they were pretty gross anyway. And like I was thinking of just changing all of the like the light switches to be like the flat like rockers instead of the toggle switches. But when I was doing the math, that was getting a little expensive, and I was like, okay, that's not necessary. So I just changed out the switch covers, and I might eventually maybe change out some of the light switches themselves, but for now it looks good. I feel like it looks very fresh and nice, and it wasn't super expensive. Like I think maybe it was $200 total. Before I close out the vlog, maybe I'll like just try to say how much I spent on all these things, since I'm doing this all myself, and like very much I live a lifestyle of like champagne taste on, I'm not gonna say a beer budget. champagne taste on like a craft beer budget maybe. So I mean, I like to have nice things and like make my place look nice, but I also only have so much money and like I'm one person. So I try to like make things work and make them look nice. And I think I do a decent job of that. One of the last big things I need to do is still paint this wall behind me once I get that mount out of the wall, and then like I'll hang my records. I did set up all my records, like well, almost all of them. I have a few in my living room too. But once I get all of that stuff done, hopefully over this weekend, I'll come back and show like a full update of what all of the finished rooms look like. And then I'll try to like tally up to like how much I spent on like the DIYs and everything for them, just to give people kind of like in my vlog of like my home buying journey. I feel like the transparency to me like could be helpful, because I watch a lot of vlogs of people doing DIYs and a lot of times they don't share the prices of things and I just look it up myself. But it's like I would like to find like know what things cost, because money is like real, especially these days. But let's see how the rest of this goes. So the weekend is over. It's now, I believe it's Tuesday today. It's Tuesday evening. I am not gonna lie, I did a horrible job at capturing any like content or footage this weekend of like what we did. And by that, I mean, I didn't capture any, but we made a lot of progress. I mean, not as much as I wanted to get done, because I mean, I've said this all the time on here and I know this is my personality. I make laundry lists of things to do and think I can accomplish everything in 20 minutes, but like things took longer than planned, and that's fine. Like there's no, I'm not racing against the clock necessarily on anything, but I feel really, really good about a lot of the things. Like it's really starting to feel much more like a home in here rather than like, in like my home, like my space, than just kind of like moving into someone else's old space. So the big things we did this weekend that again, I feel like made a big difference are, I'm gonna say my mom specifically did this, deep cleaned like all of the, hold on, my dog's crying. So deep cleaned this like bay window in my living room. So there are like 6 windows. Let me pan around. These like 6 pretty like narrow but long bay windows in my living room. I mean, they were dirty. They like needed to be cleaned, and like I could tell that, but I'm someone, I like clean spaces. I hate cleaning, like, and I don't even, almost most of the time I'm like, I don't even know where to approach this. But my mom was like, these windows are filthy, they have to be cleaned, because we were wanting to, like, I wanted to take down the blinds and put up those Roman shades that you would have just seen, that you just saw. But my mom was like, we can't just put these on dirty windows. So she mostly did that. So shout out to her, because I don't know if I would have done as much detail as she did. I know I wouldn't have, but it looks so much nicer. Like I can tell a huge difference. So we cleaned the outsides of them, cleaned inside the windowsills. There was like dirt, and I literally don't think the people that lived here before me or the previous owners cleaned these once ever the entire 10 years they lived here, maybe the day that they moved in. But we got like all the dirt that was like in the windowsill. Like there's a bunch of adhesive. I think I might need to replace 1 or 2 of these windows, because the seals are not perfect, and like they're a little drafty, and like I think they've been trying to use some adhesive to like keep the draft out. But like literally I think just tape, not like an actual window adhesive. So there's like adhesive like on the frames. So we got all that gunk off, like flipped them in like inside to like clean on the outside. Just on the bottom level, on the top level, on the top like pane, we couldn't reach, you can't get that from the inside, and it was raining and kind of chilly that day. So like I'm gonna do that sometime, like clean the outsides of the top pane of the window sometime in the next like week or so. But like you can tell a significant difference between the bottom window pane and the top by like how dirty it is. But everything just like looks so much nicer. Like the sunlight is hitting different, and like it was driving me crazy looking at the dirty, like just like the dirt and the gunk when the sun would hit in the evening time. But I put up these Roman shades that like I really like. I will say too, like my windowsills need to be painted. That was like, I didn't get to that in my painting journey. And the ceilings need to be painted of the whole place in general. So like look past that and look at the window shades specifically. Took down those like wood slat blinds. They're actually all in this box right here, which those are fine. I don't love those. I just like don't like the style of them. And I also feel like they're dirt collectors, and they also block a lot of sunlight from coming in. So took those down and then put these up, and these are super easy to install. I just put 2 hooks on the ceiling, and then there's like like a loop at the top of these, hooked them onto that, and they do go to the full length of the window. And then they just have, they're like cordless, or they don't have a cord or anything. They just have magnets like here that like they just hook together, so you can like take them all the way up to the top. They are like light filtering a decent amount, but also block a decent amount of light too. And they just like look, this is much more my vibe. So we did that. I'm so proud of myself. I replaced the 2 ceiling fans in both of my bedrooms. My mom helped me like a lot of like moral support of like handing me things, stuff like that. But I mean, I did all the rewiring and everything myself, and they work. So pat on the back to me, like shout out to me, because I mean, that would have cost me like a couple $100s probably to have someone do that, and like I did it myself. And it's also like, now that I look at them, I'm like, I did that, like I put those up there. So in my bedroom itself is messy, so like I'm gonna do a big reveal at the end of the vlog of all the final decor and everything I put up. But this is the ceiling fan. The lighting is not great in here. It's just like a pretty basic 3-blade fan, like low profile LED light. I had in here before were just kind of those older, like it was like a 5-blade, ooh, my bed's messy, 3-bulb, just like older like style type of ceiling fan. And then in my office, I have a fandelier, which I really am loving. This is the fandelier. So like those clear blades on the top like retract out when you turn the fan on, and then there's like a light and everything in there too. And this one, actually they both were a little challenging so to put up, and it's mostly just the bracket mounting, which I will say for all lights that I've installed, the mounting is the hardest part. The wiring is easy peasy, you just hook them all together. There's literally only so many things you can do, but the mounting is so hard, especially if like the hole isn't perfectly right, and like this building is older, like these light fixtures are new, so things are just sized differently. So I had to go to Ace to get like a bracket to add into the ceiling for that that fandelier. So it's really just like problem solving, and I try to just not give up, be like, okay, let me solve this, let me see if I can do this myself, and like jerry rigging and figured out the best that I can. So we did that. My dad bought new doorknobs, which it's such a small thing, but made a huge difference, I feel like. So I got these new doorknobs on all my interior doors. I mean, there's only 3, but they're like pretty like heavy, like nice metal. They have this like little ornate detail. They're like a black matte they were just those like silver basic builder grade ones. And these just like look so nice. Like the door, I feel like itself just like looks a lot nicer. What else did we do? I feel like there was some other stuff. Oh, in my kitchen, similar type of, oh, it's dark over here. In my kitchen, similar type of thing, taking down the blinds, clean the window. My mom did like that part of it. Like the window treatment that I replaced it with is like a window film. So that's what's on the top here, and then cafe curtains on the bottom. And I really like how this looks. Like it's a lot softer, a little less like, I don't know, aggressive than just like the blinds, and it lets a little bit more light in, but it still like gives me some privacy. Oh, and speaking of the kitchen, my frozen pizza is done. 1 second. Okay, and then the room that's probably gotten the biggest transformation in my space so far is the bathroom. If you remember, it was that blue, crazy blue color. The lighting was crazy, like, but I was like, this is a nice space, like size space, like the tub is nice. It's just like everything else is crazy. So I've completely like refreshed the bathroom. There's still 1 or 2 things that I think I eventually will do, but it looks and feels like such a totally different space. So I painted like that warm white that's kind of everywhere else. This wall, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, like what kind of like artwork or what, oh, it's a little blurry, artwork or whatever I want to put on this wall. But I got like this new vanity, which I built myself, start to finish. It took me literally like 4 hours. I watched 5 hours of The Pit while I was doing it, or else I probably wouldn't have made it, but I really like it. It has drawers. One of my friends suggested getting drawers instead of like just like the cabinets that open out, 'cause it's a little easier for organizing. So it has 2 drawers. I mean, this vanity area is pretty small. It's only 24 inches. So I feel like that gives me a little bit more space. That box down there is the new toilet seat I want to put on, but you can even put like a little bit of storage underneath here. This faucet didn't come with the vanity, but I feel like it's actually a really good match for the drain, which that was a part of the vanity, and the handles. So that's new, and I really like it. The water comes off the top like that. This medicine cabinet is like new, and I really like this. I feel like, again, the size, the mirror that was here before was literally like I'm not even kidding. I think it was like 12 by 12. It was so small. So this I feel like just makes like a huge difference. The space feels like so open, and it's also a really good size medicine cabinet on the inside too, like decent amount of storage. It was super easy to put up, like to install. I did need 2 people though. Like you could have done it yourself, but I don't know if you could. It would be, I think, pretty dangerous. This light fixture I installed on my own too. So it's just like an over the vanity. Like this is more of a cool light, a little brighter. So like if you wanted to do like makeup and stuff like that here, it just like gives you like a brighter color bulb than this light. And so what I will say is, yeah, I just listed off a ton of stuff that I did in this bathroom. The most expensive thing in here besides paying for the plumber, which that was $300 for him to do all of that, to me was money well worth it, because I was like, if I do this and I damage the pipes, that could cost me thousands of dollars on the road. But otherwise, I think the most expensive thing was the vanity, and that was $220, $230. The like medicine cabinet was about $100. The light fixtures were all $30, $40. The faucet was about $40. The hardware was like between like $15 to $30 depending on which one I got. Oh, I did get a new shower rod that I installed, like a double canopy rod. That was maybe $30, but I don't know, those are just things that were like, this space feels completely different, and like I didn't really do an intense renovation, and I just feel like it feels like a totally new space. The only things I think I will do further is I'm going to put a backsplash, I think, on the wall behind the vanity, and I have like new rugs and a new rug that I ordered, little things like that. But the backsplash will be something I do like further down the road. But okay, I think those are the main updates I've done so far. The last few things that I want to do before like really feeling like this is my home and like closing out this video is replacing the light fixture in the entryway, because it's just like track lighting that like one of the things is out on, and honestly it looks so weird now with everything else that I've changed. So that I need to I want to put up new blinds in my bedrooms, but it's just that one small window. And now that I watched my mom do everything for these ones in the living room, I know exactly what to do in it. I think it'll be pretty straightforward. And hang up some curtains in those bedrooms too. And I think that's really it. So I'm hoping in the next like week and a half, because it's now been almost on Friday, today's Tuesday, on Friday it'll be a month since I moved in. So I'm hoping the next week and a half I'll have most of those things done. I've got like my dining room furniture delivered today, so I'm starting to set that up. So I'll be back once all of that's done to close out the vlog and really feel like this is my home. Sticking with the true theme of this video, and that my updates are coming much more spread apart than I not anticipated, but maybe thought they would. It's now August. Today's August 4th, so it's been what, almost 5 months exactly since I closed, and probably 2 or 3 months since that last update, because I think that was in late April, early May, something like that. And honestly, I mean, life happens, you know. I've had a lot going on personally with work, like just everything, and I don't know, it all gets away, time gets away from you. But I do feel like as of now, my place feels like pretty put together. There are still a couple of things, like this room I'm sitting in now is my second bedroom, it's my office, and then my bedroom, I still kind of am like they're just white right now. I have hung up stuff on the walls, but I don't know 100%. I know that it's not gonna stay that way. I just couldn't, I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly what I wanna do, but otherwise everything is looking or feeling and looking really good. So let's walk through it all. In my entryway, I've like painted the trim, doors, everything, like the rest of the place. I did put, there was already a chair rail there when I moved in, and I almost took it down or thought about taking it down, but then I was like, no, let me just leave it up. And then I put a peel and stick wallpaper, like a grass cloth. It wasn't true grass cloth, but it's like a print, grass cloth print, in a neutral, like a beige, on the bottom half of the wall underneath the chair rail. And I feel like it did make it look much more polished and finished. I hung up like a mirror that I had at my old place, and I got a little very narrow, because the space is pretty narrow, but a narrow entryway table. Oops, so then I put like my keys, purse, like I hung up a little basket that I already had to put my mail in, because that was getting a little bit messy. And I will say I'm actually glad that I'm doing this update a few like months in, so that, because there have been things I probably have changed, and I can speak to like how functionally the space works with everything I've done too. So that's that. Oh, and then I have like a little ottoman. It's a storage ottoman actually, that I put like my scarves, gloves, that kind of stuff in it, but then it'll also be handy. It'll be like, I use it here and there for shoes, but I think especially when I get to putting on like boots and stuff, like in the winter time, it'll be nice to do that right by the front door. And then in this room that I'm in now, which I said is my office, I have like my desk set up, and I do like this desk. It's an L-shaped desk, a bit bigger than my last desk. And I have a little pull-out couch that, or it's not a pull-out couch, it's a kind of a pull-out, between a pull-out couch and a futon, that I have had a couple guests sleep on, and that has been nice for like having guests come, like when I have guests come, which I've had quite a bit of guests already since I've stayed here. Like I've had probably 1, 2, 3, 4, less than 10, somewhere between 5 and 10 like trips of people coming to stay with me, which I mean, I do like hosting, but it's just a lot all at once. And then I have this, like these records. This is like my record wall, I could say, and then all my records are underneath, actually like organized there. And so I've been switching out this, like what's actually on the shelf behind me, like once a month. I actually just switched these out today. So I'm going to see Lady Gaga in a couple of weeks, so that was like the focal point. And then the rest of these are just all my favorite, like some, to me, iconic pop albums, or some of my favorite pop albums, like by my pop girlies. So you've got Janet, Beyonce, Chappell, Doechii. I'm calling all these people pop, they're popular. Lady Gaga and Charlie XCX. And then, so that's it for this room. And most of the stuff, besides the desk and that pull out, all the decor and everything was stuff I already had at my last place, and I've just repurposed. Oh, and I'm looking at the window treatment now, and it reminded me. And so I did window treatments that I was talking about, which I do feel like really opened up the space and made, because the windows are just small and narrow, and the way, and like styling them like this made it just seem more open, airy. So I really am liking that. And then in my main living area, my couch I've had for a while. I'm on my second iteration of a rug now. I bought a rug that I thought I liked, and I got it on a super sale, so I wasn't like too upset about switching it out. I actually ended up giving it to my sister, but like I got it for I think $50 or $60. It was an 8x10 or 9x12, one of the two. And then once I had it under my feet and I was like, okay, I actually don't really love this, and it didn't work with how like the changes and everything I had made to the space. It just didn't really fit. And once I got the rug I have now, I was like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. I also, like I said, don't like to spend a lot of money in general on things. Like I will spend when it's necessary, but I buy all of my rugs from either like rugsusa.com or rugs.com, and you can get really great deals on like nice size rugs. And this one's washable, which most of my rugs are. And then I painted my windows, which I think I already mentioned, and that made such a huge difference. It made the space look much more polished and just more done. I hung up a gallery wall above my TV, which again was all stuff I've already, like pictures and stuff that I've had for a while. I have some plants in the area. I have a dining space set up, which I haven't had a dining table in years, probably like 5 years or so. So my last two places I had a bar, so I had bar stools. And so that was like, I like the styling of like what I've done over there too. I have like a bench with just 2 chairs and then a round drop leaf table, because I mean 90% of the time it's just me, but if I have people over, it's like still I feel like a decent amount of space for people to sit. And then a lot of the other decor is just stuff that like I said, I've had for a while. I did do a lot in my kitchen too, and that is actually a separate video that I have been working on, and so that will probably come in the weeks after this, because I did do like, I feel like some bigger updates there. And then in my bedroom, like I said, everything, it's fine, but it's feeling a little too plain for me right now. It's not, it doesn't feel designed. And I have a lot of ideas I keep bouncing around of what I want to do. And so I just need to like commit to something, land on something, and execute it. But I think I know which direction I'm leaning in. And then, oh, my bathroom. I think I showed some of the updates I've done so far. So since it's been a few months, I like have done other updates since then. I ended up doing, okay, so I went through a few, because it was feeling, because it was all white in there, it was feeling big and open, which was fine, but it felt too just bright and open and plain, and the walls just felt so blah. So I knew I wanted to put a backsplash behind the medicine cabinet. Like that was something I knew I'd wanted to do, but I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with that. And so I ended up using smart tiles, which I used in my kitchen as well. They were really, really easy to use, very inexpensive, and I really like how they look really nice. So I put those behind the vanity, and then I ended up doing, I tried to do at first like a faux wallpaper, because it would have been cool to do a wallpaper, but that would be so expensive, A. And then also with the steam and everything in there, I just wasn't sure if it would last. So I bought a stencil and was gonna like basically paint this like floral stencil pattern. It just wasn't working. I tried a couple different painting methods. They all looked bad. And so I just completely aborted that like mission and decided, I was like going through in my mind like what would I do instead, and then I just basically made a faux chair rail, basically like like a trim with some foam like trim molding. So it's a foam molding that's shaped kind of like pearls, and I painted it the same color as the rest of the trim and like throughout my place, but it ended up looking a little bit more warm white like the walls, which is fine. So I did that about 3/4 of the way up, and then painted, well, first I painted and then I put the trim up, but I painted this like dusty mauve color, which is what I had been using for the stencil. And I feel like it brought a lot of depth into the space. So I really, really liked that. And I added that, like I said, that faux trim, and that came together really well. And oh, and then I also have done a lot on my patio, which is going to be a separate video too, because that was like a pretty big refresh or overhaul back there. So that'll be coming, that actually might end up coming before the kitchen video, we'll see. But those are going to be 2 separate videos. So all in all, like I said, I'm really loving my place. I still have some work like in the 2 bedrooms specifically. I'm having a housewarming party in like 2 weeks, I think, so it feels like it's in a good space to have people over. I used to host a lot like pre-COVID. Like I loved having people over, and I feel like since then I really haven't had I feel like any get-togethers or gatherings. So maybe this housewarming party will be like the kickoff back to like hosting and entertaining and having people over. But like I said, so far I'm really loving the place. I feel I've learned a lot throughout, like things I didn't know how to do I feel like a couple months ago. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do X, Y, and Z. I would say my biggest like tip, and when people come over they're like, wow, how did you pull this together so quickly? Everything looks like it makes sense. And it's because I actually did plan everything out before I just started throwing stuff in there. So I used into the room, so I used Canva, which, so for the past few times I've moved, I've used this website called floorplanner.com, which it's free. You can literally just upload a floor plan, and then it has like furniture pieces that you can use. It's like a industrial design or like a design program basically, but you don't need to be a designer to use it, to help lay things out in the space, which is helpful. And then I also used Canva to like pull together my inspiration and things like pictures of everything to lay it out so I could visualize everything that I wanted to make sure it actually did work before I just started to kind of run with it. And that was really, really helpful, because then it was just like, okay, this is my plan, let me just get it all together then. And I like collected all the links of stuff I was looking at in that Canva too, so then it was easy to just order everything directly from there. So it just made it so easy, and so easy to keep track of everything. But anyway, that's where I'm at for now. I hope that you like enjoyed this. I feel like this is probably gonna end up being a long video, but it was a good journey, I think, because as I was starting, because I've already been editing this video, looking back on where this place was when I started, it's almost hard to believe that it's the same place. It doesn't feel like it at all, and it's like I truly forgot just how like dated and kind of crusty it was looking before, but now it feels a lot warmer. It feels like me, very airy, very fun. I mean, I think I'm airy and fun, I don't know. But it's crazy how these small changes, I didn't do anything too big, anything too expensive, and I did pretty much all of it, most of it, 98% of it myself. So it can be done. You don't have to do anything too crazy. Just have to like give yourself some grace for making mistakes and like time to like think that you aren't going to get it all done in a weekend, but it can be done. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Like I said, I have a few more videos like this coming soon, just other videos in general. But anyway, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.